Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're gonna paint flowers. I will show you three basic flowers that once if you learn those flowers, it will be very easy for you to make any sort of compositions because they will be enough. If we talk about flowers, there can be number of flowers, n number of flowers. But these are the three basic flowers if you have learned, and they're easiest. For me, they're easiest. So if you learn them, it will be very easy for you to go through the composition and make it by yourself. And especially when you are a beginner, you don't have to mess around learning so many different types of flowers. If you go through YouTube, you'll find number of floral videos, watercolor floral videos, where there'll be a number of flowers, but these are the simplest, and I assure you that these are the simplest. So let me first make the very simple flower. Before that, I would like to introduce to the material that you require. I have a Bristol watercolor in my palette, and then I have Canson watercolor paper. Then I have two brushes. This is of size 0 and this is in size 4. This is Bristol round brush. This is also called as mop brushes, and they are made from natural hairs, so they're very they're also costly as compared to the artificial hair brushes. Okay, moving on. Let me first take you to the simplest flower, and for that I will take some color in my palette. So I am mixing so let me take this rose color, and I think I really need to clean the palette, so I'll do it, and because it gets mixed with other colors, so that's why it's very important for you to clean this before you start to paint. So I'm mixing this pink and some white and a little yellow I would add to give it a peachy kind of color, right? Okay, so that's all. Moving forward, the smallest flowers, the basic flowers, is a 5-petal flower, and this is the easiest one. So for that, what you have to do, you have to take your brush and make a stroke like that. Okay, and you have to thicken the petal like this. Then taking your brush from here and again doing the same. Don't bother about the shape of the petal. You can always move the paper as you want, as it's convenient, how you want it to be, like in which you are comfortable enough. Okay, after this I will just use the tip of my brush to kind of make these sort of patterns around, not a patterns, but yeah, it just makes the flower to look more organic and original. And then you have white spaces in between that also makes it look good. So I will use my round brush of size 0 and I'll take a darker shade of color. Make sure this is wet. So wet on wet technique, this is already wet. Kind of just put a little water here, not too much of water, not too much, otherwise it will sweep all over. It should just sweep in the center, right? So I'll take a darker shade. I guess I should take some scarlet, and I'm just putting the color in the center, and it will, because of the water, you know, the water was inside here, this was wet already, so this is already sweeping, the color is sweeping into the petals. I'll also use some darker shade, and I'm choosing here burnt sienna or burnt umber. A shade of brown I will use, and I'll again put some color here. It will just sweep into the petal, and it will give a good, you know, a contrast between the petals, the center and the, you know, outer of it. Seems like center is always in a darker, is darker as compared to the petals which are outside of the petal. Okay, so let me take more of it. Okay, cool. Now this is the easiest flower. The second flower is a peony, and I'll make a peony with the color purple. Okay, it's already in my palette, and I have to just mix some more color to it, and we'll get the desired tone. Now always sweep excess water from your brush. The second flower is peony, and what you have to do, just start with 3 petals, 3 strokes, 3 petals. 1, okay, and this is the second one, 2, and 3. So this one is a straight, and these are somewhat curved, and then make small petals. Kind of, you know, filling it, and then making the petals like this, and again filling the flower, adding more layers to the flower, and some strokes here and there. Okay, so this is the easiest peony that you can make. So I will also take the violet and put some color in the center, and make sure this is also wet. So when you're pouring or painting wet on a wet background, then this is called as wet on wet technique. just kind of go through the edges, and not too much but a little, to just make a kind of give it a little dimension or a little character to the flower. That's all. Not too much, just a little bit of it. Okay, that's all. Now filling inside the flower. So how can you say that this is a flower, this is the front portion of the flower, and these petals you can see are the inner part of the flower, okay, that you can, they are seen, you can see a little bit of the part of that petal. I think I make sense, and I don't know if I'm able to explain it well. So I'm using this color yellow, and I'll just add a little bit of orange to it. Okay, I'm using yellow ochre. So I am kind of making squiggles inside this. What do you call it, as pollens, right? These seems like pollens, and just have to be very, not very finite, just subtle, and here and there, just kind of like that. Okay, so that's it. The next flower is my favorite, and that is rose. So I'll make the rose here, and I'll tell you how I can make a composition out of these flowers. So I'll make a rose, and for that I will choose the color. I should go with the okay, I'll go with this what it's called, ochre. I'll go with yellow ochre, mixing some cadmium orange to it. Now, how you have to start, just make a little dot and then small strokes around it, very thin strokes around the center. Okay, very thin strokes around the center, right? Almost the center is complete. Now you will have to make bigger strokes, bigger C strokes. Two, and then three. Just 3 strokes, and then you have to go around the center and proceeding in the next layer. It just depends how big flower you want to make, and then making little strokes like that. Okay, that's all about it. And then I'll also take some scarlet red and put inside the center to make it a little darker, and just like that. Do not fill it with the whole red color, otherwise it will look like a blob of water. Just that. And taking more of it, more yellow, darker one, and then painting the edges just to give it little character, and detailing, just a little detailing, that's all, not too much. That's it. Cool. Now for this I will use this dark burnt sienna, and I'll paint this. Not too much of water. It's the dotted one. Okay, now the flowers are complete. So these are the 3 basic flowers that you can make, and they're the easiest. I can make a composition out of it by making leaves. If you haven't watched the video where I have shown you how you can make all like different types of leaves, the easiest one, you can go and watch the video. I will share the link in my description box. I hope you like this video, and if you really like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be coming with more and more videos like this, and join me in this journey. Thanks a lot for supporting, to all the subscribers who are with me here. Thanks a lot for supporting. That's all about the video. I will be I'll just post a simple time lapse of how I will change this composition, this 3 flowers into a beautiful composition. So that I will do in a time lapse. But for now, we have these flowers, these beautiful flowers. Just go and make it all by yourself. It's the easiest. These 3 flowers are the soul of all the composition that you can make. Thanks for watching. Meet you in the next video, inshallah.